This week's videos are sponsored by Lolo Body Care, earth-friendly, reusable, biodegradable, recyclable skincare products for fiber artists just like you. I use several of Lolo Body Care's products every single day. In the morning after my shower, I use the Lolo Body Bar to keep moisture locked in all day long without any greasy residue. Before I put my socks on, I use O for Feet's Sake to keep the soles of my feet happy and healthy. And before bed, the moisturizing face pudding rejuvenates my skin overnight so I wake up with a face that feels refreshed. New to Lolo Body Care? Try their Go-Go with Lolo package. Stuffed with sustainable, green, perfectly scented products, this on-the-go pouch has everything you need for your next retreat, road trip, or just to keep in the car for those unexpected go moments. And if you love subscription boxes, try the Dynamic Duo box. Each box features artisan handcrafted soap and Lolo to-go bar. Choose your scents and they will be mailed to you automatically every month or every other month. Sign up for 6 consecutive subscriptions and receive the 7th free. The 7th even includes shipping. Lolo Body Care's line of handmade products is made with you and the earth in mind. To learn more, visit the links in the video description box below. Hello and welcome to the Spargur Yarn Crafts channel. My name is WSpargur. This is the sewing updates for this week's podcast, or even this month's podcast. I don't know, I'm so busy. Who knows when I'll be able to film videos anymore. But if you're joining me for the first time, thank you so much for joining me. It means so much. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. It really does mean the world to me. So I'm just going to show you some of my sewing updates from this week. And just a couple. The first one is this bag. It is a quilted bag. I took a bunch of scrap fabrics that I had from all of my other projects, and I just made these half-square triangles and made these squares, sewed them together in rows. Now, I wasn't being too meticulous with this. I was just like, let's get some rows put together. I want to make a bag. Actually, I think what's really funny is I did not mean to do this. I did not mean to have the two meet up there at the bottom, but I think that's really funny, and really cute. But yeah, just a variety of different fabrics. We've got some plain, we've got some striped. Some of this is a bed sheet. There's Harry Potter. There's some unicorns. There's some leftover Alexander Henry pinup boy fabric, which is what this boot is from. Yeah, there's just... This was super fun, super easy. Now, the zipper that I used was... well, let me put it this way. It broke. So I ordered 22-inch zippers for some of my larger bags. And... the listing did not say that they were hidden zippers, to where, you know, when you zip it closed, you can't see the zipper. I didn't know they were hidden zippers, so I went ahead and used it anyway, and unfortunately I had opened it, and it would not close again, and when I tried to pull to close it, the entire zipper actually, like, ripped. Like, the actual metal ripped. So they were super cheap, not high quality. So this one doesn't close anymore. I'm not that upset about it. What I'll probably do is just sew some straps onto it and make it just an open bag. That it doesn't really bother me. I could put some of those, maybe a magnetic thing in here, or even just one of those things that goes over. I might do that if I really want to have it closed, but it's not that big a deal to me. I'll probably just sew some straps onto it and call it a day. But yeah, quilted. So this doesn't use cotton batting. It does use the interfacing that I use in most of my other project bags. But I did like the quilted look. So I went up and down either side of the top seams and the horizontal seams, excuse me. And then I went down, I think, yeah, just the main diagonal that goes from top to bottom. I didn't do any of the other diagonals, just this one. And that looks really nice to me. So I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. And I think I may do some more of these in the future and have them available in the shop. Just because I think they're cute and they're kind of unique. So not necessarily unique to like the industry, but unique, you know, when you buy one, it'll be unique to you. So yeah, I think I'm gonna try that. The next thing is that my roommate Delilah will be moving out. Her and her parents will be moving to Texas in less than a month. And I will be getting a new roommate. His name is Peter. He is a co-worker of mine. And I know that he's been wanting a place to move to get out of his brother's house. His brother wants to move his girlfriend's kids in or something, and the house is only a 2-bedroom, I think. And so Peter's like, where are these kids gonna go? And his brother was like, well, you might just share a room with the kids. And Peter was like, no. So, mainly because Peter is a 25-year-old person, and he is in a relationship, and that would be just weird. So, he's gonna be moving in with me. So to welcome him, and 2, to say thank you for filling a space that I need filled, I'm making him a matching set. So I got some jelly rolls from Joann's, and I saw this thing called a jelly roll race or something like that. I didn't really understand the concept, but I kind of watched it. I watched someone do one, and I tried to copy it as best as I could. From my understanding, the idea is you take your jelly roll strips, you sew them into a very long strip. Then you take that strip end to end, right sides together, and you sew down the full length on one side. Then at the fold, you cut it open, and now you've got a strip that's 2 strips wide. And so you, again, long edge, fold that in half, right sides together, and sew down the long edge. Cut it open, and you keep doing this until you reach a certain width. I did that with 2 of them, and then I cut those scraps, or cut those 2 things into 2 squares with leftover rectangles. The squares then I sewed and cut into half square triangles. And when I was done, I had 4 large blocks of half square triangles and 4 small half square triangle blocks. I sewed the 4 big ones together, and I made this. It's small. It is not going to be a large quilt. This would probably be more of a lapgan. Or a lap quilt, but I think it looks really cool. It's really random, and the only thing I tried to match up on this was the points. I was not really worried about matching up seams with seams. Just the middle points are what I wanted to match up, and I think I did a pretty good job. I'm happy with this. So all I need to do is baste, quilt, and bind, which is on my agenda for this week or next week. But to go with that, I did finish... Well, let me get this folded back up so it's not in the way. Oops. All of this time living on my own, you think I'd be better at folding things. You know, laundry and all that. Okay, so I did finish the matching pillow. So this is where I had the 4 smaller half square triangles. And This, it was a little bulky in the center, and the diagonals didn't match up as nicely as I would have liked. However, I think because of the randomness of it, it doesn't really show that much. I am a little sad that all of this fabric ended up together. I did try to avoid that as much as I could, but it was either this fabric was gonna do it or this fabric was gonna do it, and I kind of just had to pick and choose which one, because you can see there's a big block of it here and a big block of it here. So I did try with, when you do this jelly roll thing, what I tried to do is not have two fabrics next to each other when I assembled them in the long strip, and I'm struggling to find if anybody can show me how to sew them in the strip so that when you sew them together that they won't end up next to each other like these did. There's got to be a way that you can randomize it so that it won't do that. However, it's not the end of the world. I think it's kind of cool and unique and pretty, and so yeah, they'll have he will have a matching pillow and small quilts, probably a baby quilt size, maybe a little bit bigger than that. But he will have that. I actually thought about on the quilt embroidering a P and the letter J for him and his partner. He and his partner do not live together. They are waiting much further in the future for that to happen. But they are very much happy with each other, so I thought about embroidering that on there, because with embroidery, or with at least kind of sewing that on there, you can take it off later if something should happen. It's not like a tattoo that's kind of permanent. You can take thread out of things. So yeah, matching pillow. The last thing is I finished this quilt from last time. It is lightly used now. I did use it on my bed for a short period of time. But here it is. I'm not going to go all the way down because it's perfectly symmetrical, so everything you see here is exactly the same on the other side. This is probably, I think this is a twin size. Might be a little smaller. I did machine bind this one. I did a much better job this go around, I must say. The last time I machine bound something did not go well. But I actually used my walking foot to machine bind this one, and I'm much happier with the outcome than I was when I was just using my regular foot. So it's actually really funny. I've talked about how I use sheets, like just bed sheets that I buy from Goodwill, as my backings. And when I was doing this one, I wanted one that kind of matched. And I was thinking, do I have one that matches? And I didn't think I did. But to my surprise, when I opened up where I keep the sheets that I've bought, I had one that had red and black stripes. So that worked out really, really well. And I'm really happy with that. So I definitely am thrilled. You can see I used red thread for my quilting. And you can see I just did the main horizontal and vertical seams. I didn't want to do more than that. I still got some puckering. I've got to get better at basting. My basting, I'm still not great at that. Some of the puckering has actually worked itself out from use. I think just being stretched, some of the puckering disappeared, but not all of it. Part of that is sewing quilt blocks that didn't match perfectly, and I tried to stretch them to match as I was sewing them together so that seams would line up. And part of it is, so I buy batting that is folded, and what I need to do before I try to baste the top or backing is I need to take an iron to the batting and just flatten out some of those folds and where they've kind of bunched up. I need to flatten that out before I try to baste it, because just hand basting it, like flattening it with my hands, doesn't get those set in folds out. And that is where I ran into the issues, is where there were already puckering or something in the batting itself. And that's where I screwed up. So now that I know that, I'm hoping I'll be able to make much better basting decisions going forward. This one really needs to go through the wash already. The life of having dogs, right? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for my sewing updates. Please hit that thumbs up if you like this video and that little notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. There's not going to be any life updates this week. I think I've pretty much filled everything in throughout the other videos this week. Again, thank you to Lolo Body Care for sponsoring this week's videos. You can find links to all of this month's featured products in the video description box below. I really want you to give them a try. I use them every single day. They are phenomenal products. They are eco-friendly. They are incredibly good for your skin, and you're going to find a product that does... you're going to find something that you love. Absolutely. The body bar is absolutely one of my favorites for my hands and just my normal everyday skin. The face pudding is wonderful, especially out here in the desert where it just sucks the moisture out of everything. The face pudding is great for my face. I put it on before I go to bed, and I wake up just with a nice refreshed skin. The foot cream is great for keeping my feet soft and keeping those calluses from building up. Lip balm is probably the only lip balm that moisturizes my lips without also drying them out. Just really, really wonderful products. Go and check out their website. Read their mission statement. I believe they call it a manifesto. Read all of their information. Check out their bit about sustainability. It's wonderful, wonderful product. I absolutely love everything that they make. And the owner, Kismet, is a wonderful, wonderful woman. She really cares about the people that she sells these products to. And if you ever get a chance to meet her at an event, you will just be blown away by her passion for her products. So yeah, check that out. And thank you so much for joining me this week. I will see you next time here on the Spargur Yarn Crafts channel. Thanks. Bye.